Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. I'm sure most people are aware of what happened with the SEC in the last 24 hours. They put out filings against Coinbase today and Binance yesterday for trading unregistered securities, and they named ADA as one of multiple different cryptocurrencies in that paper. Now, to me, this is a complete attack on the exchanges and not about the individual cryptos that are mentioned. In this one, we'll have a quick overview of what they are. I'll give you my thoughts on ADA, some interesting responses from around the community, and a bit of a coincidence around the timing of this from the SEC. Myself and Paddy will dive deeper into it then and answer any questions in the live stream later in the week. Share it out if you think others can benefit. Give the video a like. I really do appreciate it. Comment questions or even SEC ADA below to help with the algorithm. Let's jump into it. So starting out here with the announcements from the SEC, and keep in mind this is the professional body that is out trying to regulate the industry. And before we get into it, I do think cryptocurrency needs regulation to really push us to the next level, but the attempts that are ongoing now are just not going to cut it. There has to be communication from both sides, that's from the crypto side and from the likes of the SEC and whoever else is going to try and regulate it, to find common ground that doesn't stifle innovation, but that's just not happening right now. So the SEC today, we charged Coinbase, so this is today's one, with operating its crypto asset trading platform as an unregistered national securities exchange, broker, clearing agency, and they talk about the staking as a service platform here. So like Kraken a few months ago, where Kraken settled, and that's when we heard about it, was when Kraken were settling and then they had to remove the staking platform. But this time the SEC is targeting crypto asset trading and the staking for Coinbase. When you look at the Binance one, now again, professional entity here, the SEC, this is the image that they put out. A quote from the Binance Chief Compliance Officer in 2018. I presume this has to be taken out of context. I don't fully know, but I cannot imagine a compliance officer saying something like this and meaning it. It's a stupid comment to have out there in the world that we're in now. Everything is recorded. Everything can be thrown back at you. So we're operating as an fucking unlicensed securities exchange in the USA, bro. Now, for the SEC to use this, and this was leaked out to the media before Binance was contacted to say these charges were coming, it's not a great start. And they don't mention staking here, but they do mention Binance as well as CZ in this one, which is interesting. One thing I'll say before I go into the actual two files, have a quick look at them. The timing of this is very interesting. So Coinbase, Robinhood, CFTC to testify in Congress over draft crypto bill. That's happening today, or in the US, probably happening as I'm talking or recording right now. So the timing of this to come out against Coinbase today is it just all a coincidence that they didn't think about the timing or anything like that? Or is it a way to try and tell the courts to don't listen to Coinbase, don't listen to crypto exchanges? Will we see one for Robinhood in the next few days, since they are on that bill too? Let's keep an eye on that and check it out later in the week. So this one here is the one for Coinbase. So you can see that throughout the period, they have made available for trading and sold investment contracts or securities for all of these cryptos here. So we can see Solana, ADA, Matic, File, Sand, and many other ones there, and many other names that you will be very familiar with. At this point, there is more in the top, I would say, 30 cryptocurrencies that have been mentioned by the SEC rather than haven't actually been mentioned. Interestingly, Bitcoin and Ethereum haven't been mentioned in either of these papers or any from the SEC so far. There has been other ones over the last while. There was Bittrex, and mentioned a few cryptos there when they were getting on to Bittrex. And when you look at the Binance one here, you can see again the token or the cryptos that they talk about. Solana, ADA, Matic, File are the common ones, but they also have Atom, Sand, Mana, Algo, AXS, and Coty. And when you go through the Coty part there, they talk about wash trading that happened. No, they're not saying that Coty done it, but they're saying that one entity done it and used Coty as the token that they done the wash trading on. And when you look at the ADA part here, and it's the same in both, They have a section on each of the cryptos and why they're classifying them as a security, but they don't really give much of a reason on why ADA is being classed here. So they talk about the foundation of Cardano. They talk about Ethereum co-founder Charles Hoskinson and Jeremy Wood are the ones that founded it. From 2015 to 2017, they had conducted a token sale. This happened in Japan. It was fully regulated, KYC, everything done by the book out there. No US investors were allowed into it, which is a really important fact. And when you look at the Lbry case from earlier in the year, US judge rules secondary sales of the Lbry's native token are not securities. So you can see the SEC charged Lbry, which was another cryptocurrency, a decentralized publishing platform earlier in the year, and they fought back and took it back through the courts. And it did come out of the courts that the secondary sales, even, is it here? So November ruling encompassed all LBC sales with Lbry and LBC investors fighting back against regulation. There was some part of it here. So ruled that Lbry offered its token as securities without registering them first, but the secondary sales weren't securities. So that is a big part of, for me anyway, the ICO for ADA or for Cardano should be safe based on that alone. So they talked then about the three entities and put it that there's only three entities that are in control of Cardano. Cardano Foundation, Swiss entity, responsible for the brand. Yes, that's what they're there for, and some of the connections come there too. IOHK, the engineering, controlled by Hoskinson and Wood. Jeremy Wood hasn't been a part of that for, I think, a few years now at this point, if my information is right. But so they should have had that right. Doesn't really matter. But they try and go on here that IOHK or IOG now is the entity that controls everything that happens on Cardano and the blockchain development. If you watch the channel here, you'll know over the last year I've talked about it's great to see so much input coming from the community and other entities getting involved in the development of the Cardano protocol, open sourcing different dApps and even parts that are integrated into the protocol. DC Spark is a big one that does get involved, and we're seeing more and more come in there. And I think this will really escalate the push for governance and Voltaire for Cardano to really push that out. So it's not IOHK or the Cardano Foundation or Emergo that are in control of Cardano. It's the community, and that's where everything will happen in a decentralized fashion going forward. They talk about Emergo then, the third entity, and saying that they're responsible, where is it on Emergo, they're the for-profit arm of Cardano to advance the platform drive adoption through commercial ventures. So they talk about the roadmap and everything there, but I don't see any reasons really why they're listing ADA as a security. And in my mind, I don't see ADA as a security. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, is coming out fighting, and he says, regarding the SEC complaint against us today, proud to represent the industry in court to finally get some clarity around these crypto rules. So I'll post links to all of this below for people who want to read deeper into it. But I think that what is going on right now and the attack and choke point 2.0, as Charles puts it in his response here, you can see here choke point 2.0 in the United States. I think this could really band a lot of the crypto industry together to come out here, fight against this. And not to say that the SEC is wrong in absolutely everything. There are entities that need to be regulated, but right now there is no place for them to actually get registered if that's what they want to do. And I think that Brian talks about it here. So he says there is no path to come in and register. We tried repeatedly, so we don't list securities. And there was a good post here from Coinbase as well, just talking about the numbers. And they're saying that percentage of assets they've rejected 90 because they think they are securities or they don't pass legal standings. And they're looking at in 1946 is when a lot of the rules for the SEC were wrote, and that just doesn't fit the world that we're in now. Look at how much has changed. So the rules do need to change and look to, for me, regulate but not stifle innovation, because crypto to me is, and blockchain is, the future and where we're going. Binance, similar responses. Actually, this is their response here. They say they're disappointed. They've tried to reach out but are not getting any responses yet. So the SEC are throwing out all these filings but aren't there to actually give responses and explain what's going on. Cardano Foundation, So they obviously strongly disagree with the recent qualification of ADA as a security under US law. We look forward to continued engagement with regulators and policymakers to achieve legal clarity and certainty on these matters. We also see Emergo, again, saying they hold a contrary stance regarding what the SEC are saying. Charles is the one I showed a bit about there. He put out a video as well talking about why we fight, and the people have to get up and fight and come together on this to look. Crypto can be a fairly divided place at times, with people get attached to one crypto and everything else is bad, but they're one. This is something that can bring most people together. Look, a lot of people will they'll be happy to say my crypto isn't listed, and people yesterday might have been looking at the one against Binance saying, oh yeah, my coin isn't listed, so I don't really care. There's even more added today, and there will be more and more added as more of these filings come out. So that's my overall thoughts, in summarize as quick as I can. Some of the interesting responses that I've seen. Let me know your own thoughts below, and I'll try and bring them into the chat with Paddy in the live stream this week, and maybe do a follow-up video myself towards the end of the week. Thanks for watching, guys. Do appreciate it. Share it out if you think others can benefit, and I'll talk to you soon.